Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are so pleased to have such a great crowd tonight for this very important occasion. My name is Jim Walther. I am the director of the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History, where we are tonight, and we're here to dedicate the F-16, which has been brought to the museum and will be a permanent exhibition, and will allow people to learn about an important part of New Mexican history. I'm honored to serve tonight as the Master of Ceremonies for tonight's event, and I have a few remarks. First, let me tell you that there will be 3 persons speaking tonight, and we have them over here, and I will introduce them. And so we do have with us tonight Senator Tom Udall, Senator Martin Heinrich, and Brigadier General Andrew Salas. Each of them will have a chance to make remarks this evening, and we're so pleased to have them join us here tonight. Let me make a few observations and thank a few important persons that have made tonight's event possible. I want to also note, representing Congresswoman Michelle Lujan Grisham, we have with us tonight Arturo Lemos. Arturo is here, and we're so glad that we have someone from Congresswoman's office with us. We have a number of very important military officials with us tonight. Brigadier General Marty Holland is here. Brigadier General Mike Rice and Brigadier General Judy Griego is with us. Representing the 150th Special Operations Wing, the TACOS themselves, Colonel Danny Armillo is with us. And representing our friends and neighbors, the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center on the base, Mr. Thomas Bernardinelli is with us tonight. We're so pleased to have him join us. We have a very special program that we went through this summer, and it involves CNM. And we built a special relationship with the students of CNM and their instructors. Many are here tonight, and we honor their commitment to the young people who serve to help us be a better nation. Tonight we have Sharon Gordon Moffett, I believe, is with us. She is representing the head of service learning for CNM. A number of other organizations within CNM are also part of this effort: the School of Applied Technologies, the School of Aviation Technology, and the Film Production School. I want to thank and recognize a very special person who came all the way from the East Coast to help us this summer, Sean Hampton, the artist that created the original artwork for the TACOS, is the guy who came back and climbed up there and painted it on the airplane as we went through the summertime. Our immense thanks go to a very special person, Jerry Hanks, project manager for the F-16 project. Jerry, stand, please.
Yeah, Jerry.
Jerry is an amazing man who is unfatigable. He is just the kind of guy that we would all like to have on our team. And it's through his hard work that we are here tonight. This is a family affair for Jerry because his wife, his lovely wife, BJ, is part of tonight's ceremony as well and has been part of the program tonight. You'll get a chance to meet her. And Jerry's son, Ben Hanks, is an employee at Sandia National Laboratories, and he was instrumental in getting the ordnance and building the components to mount them on the ends of the wings. The aircraft was painted this summer by Dan Storkson and Dan Ward, and paint was partially donated. Thanks as well to a very special friend of this project, Colonel Joel Harris, who is retired now, but helped us to make sure we could keep our chin up as we tried to move this aircraft. It was not an easy job. So we thank Colonel Harris. Many thanks to our honored donors. We have with us tonight many donors whose hard-earned money helped us to make this possible. And I invite you to look over here. There is a plaque that will always be here for people to understand who helped to contribute funds to do this tonight. So I invite you to go and look at that. Many of Kirtland's tenant organizations supported this. The Civil Engineering Department, the Security Forces, the Explosive Ordnance Department, the Defense Threat Reduction Agencies, and so many hours of so many volunteers contributed time and talent. We had support from the United States Air Force, from the New Mexico Air National Guard, from J.B. Henderson Construction, who helped us move this jet, Frank Supply, who gave us free lifts, Vulcan Materials, the concrete underneath it, Precision Fabrication, the steel it sits on, Napa Paint, Valley Fence, who made our fence big enough to fit it through. Barn Hill Bolt, Sandia National Labs, Boy Scout Troop 206, of course C&M, and a lot of museum staff and volunteers. And the staff who were involved with this were critical to its success as well. I want to thank and congratulate Greg Schumann, Toby Williams, David Hoover, Sandy Fye, Bianca Sinclair, and Jennifer Hayden for all of their efforts to bring this to a fruition. Lighting of the aircraft, which you're going to really get a kick out of tonight, is courtesy of Makerspace of Montrose, Colorado. Dr. Craig Hollibaugh, Air Force Tech Sergeant Nate Bolander, and Sandian Dr. Alfred Lorber. Tonight, as we move inside, you will see a very special video that will be something I hope you'll enjoy. It's a tribute to the TACOS created by Mr. Brad Stoddard, filmmaker with Stoddard Communications. Now it's my distinct honor to introduce the Senior Senator of New Mexico. Please welcome Senator Tom Udall.
Jim, thank you very much for that very kind and generous introduction. And let me just tell you what a real pleasure it is to be here with Senator Heinrich. He's a great partner and wonderful guy to work with in Washington, and General Salas, who we talked to earlier in the day, and it's great to be here with you. And first of all, I just want to thank everybody for inviting me here, and in particular, I want to thank Jerry Hanks again. You've already been thanked, but this is you really organized this, and earlier you greeted everybody as they came in, and the young man right next to you, see him waving his Top Gun hat, folks? That is Ian, Jerry's grandson. And Ian, we're going to give you a round of applause. And I want to say about Ian, the important thing for all of you to see is he is in a TACOS flight outfit today, and it is a perfect replica down to the size of his 2 foot tall, and he's looking good. He's looking strong, and he's got a great smile. You know, our state, and many of you know this, our state has a great tradition of military service. When our nation has called, it's always been New Mexico that has stepped up to the plate. The 150th Fighter Wing, the legendary TACOS, they answered that call many times, from Korea to Iraq, from Bosnia to 9/11, and all of us are just tremendously proud of them. And that tradition continues with the 150th Special Operations Wing and its ongoing mission to train and support fighters. Today, what we do is honor their service, and rightly so. Today's dedication is long overdue. We see this historic craft right here back behind me, like this wonderful F-16, but most important, it's about the heroes that flew them, who risked their lives to defend our freedom. I always remember when I'm out at one of our bases and you hear that roar of the planes, and people in the local community so proud of having these bases say, when it goes soaring by and there's a big boom, they say, that's the sound of freedom. And that is just so true. Many of you probably know my father was a waist gunner in a B-24 during World War II. And he, you know, one of the most interesting things about him is when he returned, he never talked to us when we were young about his service on that B-24. But when the grandchildren came along and started asking questions, he always felt that the heroes were the ones that were left behind, the ones that didn't make it. And he just had tremendous respect for the folks that worked in those marvelous planes and fought so hard for the country. So I feel very special about this occasion. The final thing I want to say, and Jim knows this very well, and some of you may have seen it in my my recent campaign, I came out here and shot a commercial at this museum. And Jim says it's actually brought a little publicity and brought some people in the door, so I'm proud of that, and it's great to be back here again. Thank you, and up with the TACOS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Udall. And now it's my pleasure and distinct honor to introduce a very special friend of this institution, someone who toured it as it was being constructed, whose children have used its very many services, and have been a part of our life for a while, and we're just so pleased with that. Please help me welcome Senator Martin Heinrich.
Thank you, Jim. This event really combines two things that I am so passionate about. An incredible part of our community in this museum that has done such a great job of preserving all of this history and of New Mexico's contribution to our nuclear history. And something that is really near and dear to my heart, the history of the TACOS. And General Salas assures me that TACOS was not simply because it was too hard to say Enchilada Air Force over the radio, but you can't help but reiterate that urban legend. But, you know, the 150th, the TACOS, are so central to who we are here in central New Mexico. Such an incredible source of pride that have made us proud over and over and over again. And I know, as the father of two kids who love this museum, who love to come here and love to learn, that they're going to be very excited to come back and have this piece of one of the proudest pieces of the history of the 150th right here to look at. And I can tell you, as somebody who started my career at Air Force Research Labs, I can't look at this F-16 and not think about the times that I was on base and would see these aircraft on the tarmac, not think about all the times that they flew over my house just a mile or two from here. This whole history that makes us so proud as New Mexicans, and I'm so glad to see so many Air National Guard alumni here today. It's who we are as New Mexicans. It's a great part of our history that we will never forget and that we will carry with pride into the future of the 150th. So thank you all for being here. It's a wonderful day, and I couldn't be more proud to share this moment with you.
Thank you so very much, Senator Heinrich. I think that the TACOS are such an important part of our history here. And now it's my special honor to welcome Brigadier General Andrew Salas. General Salas is the commander of the New Mexico National Guard, and that puts him in front of everyone who is part of the Air National Guard. Please help me welcome Brigadier General Salas.
Thank you, Senators, for working so hard for us and fighting for us and freedom and our families in Washington, D.C. We're so proud of what you do for New Mexico. We have a legacy of honor in New Mexico from our first citizen warriors, our Native American brothers and sisters that defended this great land that they settled in, to the first militia that came in 1598 with Oñate across the border there in El Paso, on to those that fought the Texans in the Confederate Union War, the Civil War, to defend the gold fields from falling into the Confederate hands, to Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders, the ones that he chose from here from New Mexico, the tough ones, the ones that could make things work with little to work with, to defend freedom. From those that fought in World War I, our battling bastards of Bataan, in World War II, the 804th Tank Destroyer Battalion, the first to enter Rome, the 120th Engineers that made it possible for General Patton to take Germany, to those that fought in Korea, the 188th Fighter Squadron in Vietnam, we lost pilots there as well as in Korea, to those in Desert Storm, to the present conflict against terror. What a legacy of honor. To those of you that worked on these A-7s, or that manned a missile silo, or that flew or fixed this aircraft right here, or like it, the ones that made it possible for the pilots to fly. To those of you that worked in supply and personnel and finance and accounting, to those of you that chronicled what we did in public affairs, all of this adding to that legacy of service, because there are things that are worth fighting for. And this nation, this experiment, this God-blessed land that we call the United States of America is such a place. This display, what a testimony of working together as a team. One family, so many, we heard all the different people that contributed to its success, indicative of what makes this country great. Out of many, one people coming together in spite of our differences to make this nation work and to prove that freedom is something that is worth fighting for. Thank you all so much for coming to help us celebrate this great day. Thank you to all of you that had a part in making this display happen. May God bless all of you. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy this great museum. And let's all continue to pray that God blesses this nation so that we can be a blessing to the rest of the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, General. Wonderful remarks. As General noted, we're still fighting Texas a little bit. You notice all of our airplanes, they're all pointed east. So if Texas comes at us, we're ready. Now if Arizona comes at us, we're toast. But we're ready for Texas. Well, we are so pleased to have had such a great crowd tonight. Once again, we thank our senators for taking time from their busy schedule. Congratulations to Senator Udall and for General Salas to be with us tonight. As darkness comes on us this evening, what a lovely evening it is for this occasion. The moon is rising over the Sandias. It's full tonight. The sun is set behind the B-52 and the B-29. And now it's time to show you something very special about this very aircraft. If Craig would come forward and assist me, and we light this plane, you will see something. This plane looks like it's ready to take off. If you could just imagine the sound of the engines, it'd be sitting on the ramp ready to go. Craig, can we turn them on?
Can we?
Okay, there we go. All right. Once again, thanks to Makerspace for doing that. We plan to have a little solar cell that will power that. So as people drive past the museum, each evening it will be lit like that. So thanks to all of you for coming tonight. You're welcome to look at the airplane this evening. There is a reception that begins inside in a moment, and we invite you all to go inside and enjoy it. We will be turning on some lights out here so that you can safely move around and not fall in the dark. And we are so pleased to have had everybody here tonight. Thank you, and we're God blessed to have you all here. Good night.